I got new skates. These are the Seba CJ 10th Anniversary Edition carbon skates. So the boot is mostly carbon fiber. It's a single piece design, so there's no liner. All of the padding is just in the boot. So the frame, the sole plate, and the boot are the only things that are keeping this together. Some people even ride it without the sole plate, so if you want more performance and you're not interested in doing grinds, you take off this sole plate and you could mount the frame directly to the boot. So it comes with the Seba frames with some CJ wheels and anti-rockers, but I love my Wish frames, so I'm riding Wish frames again just to see what the difference is. I already know the Wish frames. I don't want to try learning anti-rocker, so I'll be able to tell you what the Wish frames feel like on these boots. And then, yeah, they look great, man. I'm real excited to skate them. So far, so good. So these are a size 10. I had a size 10 Aeon and then size 11 shifts and size 11 SLs. These fit fine. They're a little snug, to be honest. I feel like they'll break in a little bit, as I say every time I try new skates. They're nice and responsive. I feel like I could tighten them up a little bit more. My foot's moving around a little bit inside. But yeah, I mean, I do an edge. It feels kind of like hockey skates, right? Where you just can adjust a little bit and the skate adjusts really quickly versus like a shift, which is more pillowy, like it kind of squishes. So when you adjust, you have a little bit of wiggle room before your frame and wheels actually turn. The shock absorber, it's pretty small, but I'm not having that same problem that I had on the Aeons. They feel fine. Really no concerns there. I might want to try new footbeds just to see if it makes a difference, but I think the stock ones are pretty good, to be honest. One thing's for certain, these things are fast. They feel just as fast as my Aeons on 72s. I did just clean the bearings, so they're nice and clean and fresh. They're 72-60 Wish frames, so they should be as fast as they can be. But yeah, I mean, if I got pretty high up on that low quarter, and I'm airing really cleanly out of that launch, that ramp. So yeah, I'm feeling good on these so far. Let's try some grinds. So soles don't feel like a problem. I mean, they're fast, they're smooth. I didn't have any problems locking on. They're just, as expected. You jump on and you slide, no big deal. The sole is a little thinner than the Aeons and the shifts. I don't know how much, but definitely by a few mil. So it'll probably impact top sides more than anything. I think the soles on the Aeons and the shifts are so wide. It doesn't need to be that wide, but I think this is probably a good mix of too small and too wide. The Goldilocks, just right. The fact that you can sandwich that sole and it's not really being used to mount the frame means that sole plate can be whatever material they want, which is super interesting. They couldn't do that with the shift because well, I guess they could with the little wings that pop on the sliders, but with most skates, you've got to have the same material for the sole as you do that's mounting the UFS frame to it, and that's super limiting, But with these, I mean, it's just like a big grind plate that gets smushed between the frame and the boot. It's really, really interesting. All right, here comes some Royales. Let's see how bad it is. It actually wasn't too hard. I don't know what that is. You know, I was a little timid to be starting. Yeah, I just didn't trust it. I knew it was going to be fast, but yeah, as soon as I started committing and really squatting on my my back foot, putting that front foot out, you know, all the things that I learned from the Wish, it felt okay. Not as solid as my my shift. I don't know if it's just the angle is lower than with the shift, or you know, that big sole maybe has something to do with it, but yeah, it was good. I'll try a couple more. No joke, that was 3 in a row. That man, that feels good. It's gonna be a good I think it's gonna be a good setup. I was so depressed after doing the Royales with the Aeons and 72s. This is fine. This feels great. Well, they slide for top acid. I would say they're probably, I say this every review, they're probably just as easy on any skate for me, because I'm really bad at topside tricks. I felt like, I don't know, with the stiffness of the boot and the small sole, I thought it was going to be more difficult than other skates, but it is equally difficult for me on these and the shifts and the Aeons. To be honest, I think I skated better in the shifts and did topside tricks. That might be due to the bigger sole and you know, they're more flexible. But the fact that I can actually topside on this and to the point where I'm feeling confident enough that I can come off fakie, I mean, that's saying something. It just means that, you know, you won't have a problem doing topsides. It won't be easy, but you won't have a problem. Backside far is fine. I mean, I'm not getting boot down like I did on my shifts. They feel a little forced, but I mean, I think the Wish frames are what really makes a difference. There's no problems with these boots. I bet it's the same feeling if I were skating the Aeons, maybe on 60s. They just feel so confident, like tight, like responsive, you know? I can put my foot, ankle, wherever I want, and it just goes where I want it to go, you know? Like there's no squish, there's no sound. And then, you know, add the Wish frames, and I mean, I could do any trick that I was able to do, and this is my first day on these skates. Yeah, I'm really surprised. I expected these to be stiff and like unforgiving, you know, having to land tricks perfectly, and I guarantee you I'm not landing any tricks perfectly. They just feel great, man. They feel really great. Like they bend at the right place, they're super light, they're super responsive, they feel like, I don't know, they're just, yeah, I'm really impressed so far. All right, really happy with these skates. They feel like the mix between the Aeon and the Shifts, the best grinders and really solid boot. I'm sure they're only going to get better once I break them in and get used to it, but this might be the one, guys. This might be the one. I'll have a full review in about a month, probably, detailing everything about these skates. So check back there, and weather permitting, maybe a little longer. It's going to start snowing here pretty soon, so it's going to be hard to skate street. But yeah, it's good stuff. Follow me on Instagram if you're interested. Back to blading, and there's new content every day with me trying to figure out these skates. Otherwise, see you guys next week.